Are you ready to check out the coolest water park in all of Orlando? And I mean that kind of quite literally. It is time for a full tour of Blizzard Beach.
Okay, we've parked, we've made it to Blizzard Beach. I'm so excited. We're gonna explore together, we're gonna see some things, we're gonna find out where everything is, and this is gonna be such a fun day!
Alrighty, here we are. So according to the Disney legend, a freak snowstorm on January 11th, 1977 hit Florida, and it kind of led them to develop what they called the first ski resort ever in Florida. They put up ski lifts, they had a toboggan run. I mean, the entire resort area kind of just blew up right behind the snow mountain. Naturally, because of the normal Florida temperatures, the snow kind of melted pretty quickly and it actually turned into slush. So sadly, because of this slush, this kind of left behind a collection of waterlogged, snowless ski jumps, chairlifts, all of that good stuff. The operators had decided to kind of cut their losses, leave it behind, walk away, until they looked up at the top of the summit and they saw the ice skater, who is the mascot. He was rushing down the slide of the mountain at top speed. When they saw him rushing like this, they kind of had a huge idea and they saw the perfect potential to create Disney's Blizzard Beach, the most slushy, slippery, and exhilarating water park you've ever seen. And I think that's pretty correct. As you first walk into the park, the first thing that we're going to find together is the beach house. So this is where you're going to find a lot of shopping, kind of any towels you might need. You can even get your towel rentals over here, which if you're staying on Disney property, that's actually included. But if you're not, you can just rent them back here as well. And currently, Disney does not operate with both water parks open at once, so they do have Blizzard Beach merchandise as well as Typhoon Lagoon merchandise, which if you're not going to Typhoon Lagoon, maybe you're just like a huge fan and you really want it. And you know what? This is a judgment-free zone. And so as soon as we come outside of the beach house, you're going to get to the first quick service, and really the main quick service here at Blizzard Beach, and this is Lotta Wada Lodge, and that's probably the only time I'll ever successfully say that. So Lotta Wada Lodge, again, is a quick service. It just kind of has burgers, flatbreads, rice bowls, and then you can even find some adult beverages here as well. They also have a seasonal gingerbread kit, which is not always going to be relevant, but is very cute. Now over here to the right, they're also going to have kind of a big picnic area, so you never really have to worry about making sure that there's enough seating for everybody. And you can even still see the ice melting off of some of the seating area, which is very cute. Between Beach House and Lotta Wada Lodge is where you're going to find first aid. Hopefully you won't need it, but just in case, it's right here. Now walking back in front of Lotta Wada Lodge, I'm impressed, I said it again. We're gonna kind of show this area right here in front because it has one of my things that I'm so excited about. So right here in front of Lotta Wada Lodge is where you're going to find the Mini Donuts by Joffrey stand. You can grab mini donuts, some specialty coffees, and even some specialty beverages. Okay, because I am so excited, I literally cannot come to one of these water parks without grabbing the mini donuts. So I grabbed the mini donuts, and then you have one of 3 sauce options. You can get white chocolate, chocolate, or raspberry for an upcharge, and I went with raspberry today. Cheers. Okay, these are absolutely delicious. I think these dominate the donut world. I didn't mean to do that, but I really feel that strongly about them. They're so good, and they're just light, fluffy, they're sugary. I prefer the raspberry filling just because, like, I think it's, I don't know, I like it's fruity and I like it. I also think that all of the dipping sauces are good, and you can also get these over at Typhoon Lagoon, which Quincy and I have done before. They're very tasty. I like it all. No complaints. I literally do get this every time I'm over here, so I'm very, very pleased to start our day off with this. Okay, continuing on from our incredible donuts that made me so ridiculously happy, we're gonna kind of walk back towards the beach house, but instead of going that way, towards it, to the right, we're gonna go here, to the left. That's when you're gonna see the cutie little snow family who is melting, but luckily, you know, they're okay. They're still on their vacation, they're having a great time. We also feel like this is kind of Quincy and me taking a photo of Fry. That is very much something we feel in our bones and our heart. So very cute, guys. Past that cutie statue, we're gonna head towards like the locker and towel rentals over this way, and also first aid and stuff. Here to the left is where you're gonna find sand breakers. So sand breakers is essentially just some knickknacks, but mainly if you need sandals, you can grab them here. Across from sand breakers, this is where you're gonna find the restrooms and the dressing room. So if you need to change over here, you absolutely can do that. You're also gonna find the locker rentals over here. Yes, there are locker rentals. If you don't feel comfortable comfortable leaving your things at your chairs, your beach chairs that you find, you can head over here. They are not free, so you will have to rent them, but it's always just nice and convenient and kind of alleviates some stress. Now, next to those locker rentals, that's where you're going to find Frostbite Freddy's. It's got some adult beverages as well as just some frozen beverages for the kiddos, and you can also pay to rent your lockers over here at Frostbite Freddy's. Now, adjacent to Frostbite Freddy's is where you're going to find the Cooling Hut. The Cooling Hut has some pretzels, popcorn, ice cream, just kind of some snacky bits and ends. Past the Cooling Hut, you could either go left or right, and for now we're gonna go to the right to talk about Tikes Peak. Kind of here in its own little area in the back is where you're gonna find Tikes Peak, and this is kind of the kiddo area. Now, this is not the only place that has spots for kiddos, but it is definitely the most heavily themed because it's Frozen themed. I can literally hear the music right now. In this area you can find Sven and Kristoff and Olaf and some Snowguinis, and I think that's how you say that, and even Anna and Elsa as little kiddos, and look how cute they are, and I'm scared to get too close because it's wet. But in this whole area you can find pint-sized slides and water activities and just lots of good times for you and your kids. Just for the sake of avoiding confusion, we're gonna kind of treat this as its own little side. There are bridges on the other side where we can get back towards kind of that inner circle of Blizzard Beach, but I'm gonna go back to where we came from and then we're gonna go towards the left over that bridge, just so that way we're not confused, you know? Okay, so we made it back out here. Cooling Hut, Frozen's, all the good stuff. Okay, so instead of going towards Tikes, we are gonna head across this bridge and get started into the bigger kid stuff, which I'm scared of, so maybe just like big kid minus Emma stuff. Now, you could either go left and find the purple and red slopes, which is the biggest big kid stuff, or you can go towards the green, which is the more mild side of things. So we're gonna start mild and get a little bit more intense as we go. First thing we're gonna find is the green chairlift. Yes, like we talked about earlier, they do actually have chairlifts over here. You can kind of enjoy a smooth ride up to Mount Gushmore, which is gonna lead to that Summit Plummet, Slush Gusher, and Teamboat Springs rides. You cannot bring anything with you when you're on the chairlifts, so I'm not gonna ride it today because I want us to stay together. I don't want to get separated and I can't bring you with me on the chairlift, so we're just going to talk about it. Quincy has been on this. I have actually been on this prior to today. If you're afraid of heights like I am, it could be a little bit wonky. It swings a little bit, but it's not too bad. If you can do the Skyliner, you can definitely do this. It is much more calm, but just, be a little cautious before you hop on. Opposite of the green chairs is where you're going to find Blizzard Beach Arctic Expedition. There's going to be some roasted nuts here, but mainly it's got some fun churros and adult beverages. Now, adjacent here to the green slope is where you're also going to find another little spot for lunch. You might call it Avalanche because that's the name of it, and you should call it that. Here at Avalanche, you actually can mobile order. You can find some draft beer specials as well as all beef hot dogs. So pretty good stuff. Continuing past our Avalanche is where we're gonna find some icy expeditions. And look how cute this snack stand is. So you're gonna find tons of ice cream over here, but most importantly, this is where you're gonna find that sand pail sundae. It's very, very famous. There's lots of tasty options, but if you're with a bunch of people, you absolutely need to go with that sand pail and kind of share it and mix it up. Walking past icy expeditions is where we're gonna find ski patrol training. Ooh. Ski patrol training is kind of a preteen driven area, so not quite your older kiddos, but not quite your Tikes either. And it has lots of fun stuff to do back here. It's more of an activity driven area, if that makes any sense. There's lots of obstacles, slides, rides, just some fun stuff for your kiddos to kind of burn their energy on. There's even a zip line, which is just neat. Now, kind of exploring around, I'm actually up here behind the ski patrol training camp, just making a circle. And this is where you can come up to check out that different slides and just kind of walk around. Even see some waterfalls and things. This is also where you can get up to the Fahrenheit drop, which is that ski line. And then just more of the obstacles and games in the ski patrol. Look how cute this is. I love it up here. They also have some wait times, which it's a little bit different than your typical Disney park because they do not have wait times in their app, just like for the other parks. So it's kind of nice to be able to come up here and check it out. Like Summit Plummet, 15 minutes, Slush Gusher 15, and same for Teamboat Springs. So that's just nice to be able to find out and just have a kind of gauge to what your day might look like. Because we're staying together like as a friends and family and we're having fun together today, we're not gonna take that green scope, so we're gonna walk it, which you can do if you're really scared of heights. and that's just not something you're interested in. So we're gonna go up the stairs through here and we're gonna hike the mountain together, because really at the end of the day, what is friendship but hiking up a faux mountain together at a water park? And I think that's beautiful. I do actually really love seeing everything from up here. Now, I will say I would personally rather take the lifts. I just think it's fun, it's a neat experience. But I do really like that Disney said, no, it's okay. If you don't want to take the lifts, you can just hike this massive mountain instead. No, I'm not even at the top, but look how high up we are. This is so fun, so crazy. I'm a little scared, but that's okay. It's just fun. Okay, we made it to the top. And my legs are tired, so let's just take a breather. Tell me about your day. That sounds really nice. Or, I'm sorry, that sounds hard. Yeah, well, it's always nice to have something to look forward to. Well, absolutely. That sounds so, for dinner? Oh, that sounds great. Okay, we caught our breath. Let's keep going. This spot right here is where you're gonna hop off the slopes, and that is immediately where you're gonna find the entrances to 2 rides. Summit Plummet and Slush Gusher. Summit Plummet is where you're gonna go down Mount Gushmore in one of the tallest and fastest free fall body slides in the world. And Twinsy's done it, I've not done it, and I don't think I wanna do it. You can also find Slush Gusher here, which is a 90-foot high-speed body slide drop. So this is really for those thrill seekers who's not me. Directly across from those two, you're gonna be able to find the Teamboat Springs. Mount Gushmore is its elevation of 90 feet. No, thank you. You're gonna find Teamboat Springs. This is a ride where it's a family raft ride. You can actually fit up to 6 people on it, and it's pretty intense, but a lot of fun. It's important to note that you actually cannot take the ski lift back down, which is what I initially was gonna do until I realized we couldn't ride it together. So just a note for you guys, you cannot take it back down. You're gonna have to either walk back down or take one of the rides, up to your choice. I probably would maybe family raft it or walk. That's just me though. We are going to continue our walk around, and we're gonna head over to look at the observation deck and then check out some more rides. Look at everything you can see up here. Now, not all of the rides are open today. It is December at the time of filming, so sometimes depending on the weather, Blizzard Beach will close or have certain things closed. For example, just 2 or 3 days ago, it was too cold, so it wasn't open. So just be aware if you're gonna come here during certain times that it could close. But I literally can see like the Swan and Dolphin, I can see the Tower of Terror, I can see Rock and Roller Coaster. I mean, look at, this is crazy. It's so cool. And I feel very safe because my feet are firmly on the ground. Okay, we're gonna keep our walk going, but I'm gonna be totally honest. I got close to, I could hear people dropping on Summit Plummet right there. And that was the first time that like I actually got nervous heights wise. Just something for you guys to be aware of. I didn't like the thought of it. We're keeping our trek. We're taking a full circle today, which is, you know, makes sense. We're doing a full tour. Look, there's the cargo lift. So that way, if you are doing a lot of these rides, you can get your floats, your floaties. It's not a floaty, it's tube, but you know. All right, so here we are. This is the red slope, and this is where you're gonna find Runoff Rapids. Here at Runoff Rapids, you're gonna grab an inner tube, and this is where you're going to go down one of 3 different tubes. You can choose, just talk with that cast member down there, and this one's a little bit more intense, but nothing crazy. Now we are gonna walk past Runoff Rapids, and I'm gonna head towards the purple slopes. Green, red, and purple, in case you lost count. Also, weird thing I'm observing, that maybe, I don't even know if you can see it, I'll have to film this on my phone. I can see the McDonald's from here. The only McDonald's on property. I spent a lot of time over there, which is just funny to me. And also, maybe something I shouldn't admit. Now the first one you're gonna find here for the purple slopes is gonna be toboggan racers. This is where you can kind of grab a mat, you get to race down side by side with your friends on high-speed thrills and see who wins. It's pretty exciting. Now right next to toboggan racers is where you're gonna find snowstormers. This is another one that is a mat ride. You get to choose one of 3 courses, grab a mat, and kind of go down those skiing hills. Now for one of our last ones and our last ride on the purple slopes, this is where you're gonna find Downhill Dubber Dipple. You're gonna grab a tube, you're gonna pick it up, you're gonna head to the entrance, and this is where you're going to blast on the slopes, high speed, side by side speed sliders. I think I couldn't say that again if I had to. And it's a pretty small water park, although very cute and with lots of fun things to do. It's just not huge. So we're gonna head over here, right past Double Dipper, to get over towards the warming hut. So essentially it is just all of the rides are towards the top of the mountain unless you are there with your kiddos, and you can take the green slopes again or you can walk it. So totally up to you. But essentially, if you find one of them, you can find all of them. Now, this is the warming hut, and it's another one of those kind of snack stands that you're gonna be able to find. There's gonna have ice cream, they're gonna have loaded nachos, just kind of little snacky things, not major stuff, but they do have churros, and they actually do have wings and things. So again, snacky little items. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Those honey sriracha wings sound absolutely incredible, and they're in a bucket. What more can you ask for? Now, right across from this and kind of the central point of the bottom of the mountain is where you're gonna find Meltaway Bay. It's gentle waves, no Typhoon Lagoon vibes, just kind of hanging out, relaxing here in the water. Now, although it is more gentle than Typhoon Lagoon, they do kind of suggest that weak swimmers use a flotation device or a swimmer's aid, even if they are, you know, kind of in a more shallow area. It's just safer. And that way you feel a little bit better. So if you know that you or your kiddos struggle with that, consider grabbing one of the flotation devices that you can grab here. There is tons of seating and beach stuff all around Blizzard Beach, but if you're looking for something a little bit more secluded, something a little bit nicer, you can rent what they call patio areas. There are different ones. Most of them I have seen are over near Tikes Peak, but you can kind of pick and choose, and it's something that you want, if you really want it, do it ahead of time for sure, but you can also do it day of on your trip. Now, right here behind Meltaway Bay is where you're going to find another one of those adult beverages stops, and that is going to be Polar Pub. Continuing to walk around Meltaway Bay, and we're kind of past Polar Pub, but there's just a few more things that we need to check out, but two that I think are probably pretty important to you and your family if you have a sweet tooth or you need a pick-me-up. So first, you're going to find that Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company. It's going to be your normal Joffrey stands, not mini donuts, but yes, just all of your Joffrey's favorites, plus the frozen Polar Paradise, which is kind of a just nice specialty item here. Now, right next to Joffrey's is where you're going to find that sweet little pick-me-up for you and your kiddos, because I'm sure you haven't had enough sweets already, and this is the funnel cake stand. You can get it with ice cream, chocolate, you can find cotton candy, or even bottled water over here. Now, there's one more thing that we haven't really touched on, because you can find multiple entrances throughout the entire Blizzard Beach, and that's Cross Country Creek. So there are a handful of entrances all around, and it kind of encircles the entire park, and Cross Country Creek is essentially their lazy river. It's nice, it's chill, it's relaxing, and it's a great way to kind of just hang out and calm down after you've had some really exciting times on the red, green, and purple slopes. And now, because we've worked so hard together, we've had such a good day, there's something I think we need, maybe a little treat, just something for the girls and the guys and the friends all around. I figured we needed a sweet little treat, and we are at the ski resort after all, so let's treat ourselves. I grabbed the passion fruit pina colada, and the reason I came back over here was because last year Quincy had tried this Bloody Mary that she quite literally said is the best Bloody Mary in Disney World, and I love them. So I thought, you know what a perfect way to end, us together having a nice little sip of something, like that'd be such a nice end to our day. So I get over here, I'm gonna get the Bloody Mary, and I had to be the one to tell Quincy it was gone, which is the hardest thing I've ever done. Not true, but you know, in the grand scheme of life, it's pretty tough to tell Quincy to deliver that news. But we're gonna try something just as good, and that way if you remember that video where she loved it so much and you come over here expecting it, this is me sadly telling you it's gone for now. But maybe if we make enough noise they'll bring it back. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Do you have your coffee? Do you have your drink, your water, whatever you wish to cheers? You have it? Okay, a cheers to you, a cheers to me, a cheers to Blizzard Beach, and a cheers to friendship. Miss the straw. Now, I know we were all really sad about the Bloody Mary. I was really sad about it, but this is not a bad replacement at all. It's so creamy, it's coconutty, and that passion fruit syrup, mix it well because it did kind of sink to the bottom, but it is delicious. It's fruity, it's almost a little bit tart. Like, this is great. Just like a nice little kind of upgrade of a regular pina colada. And I think it's perfect for the ski resort. This has been so much fun. I hope you guys had fun. I don't like water parks, and I have really enjoyed today, and it makes me want to come back and do like a perfect day here or something. And I don't think I've ever said that about a water park. So kudos to you for Disney theming. It's really nice. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you learned a little something today. If you guys like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. Now, if you want to go see a full tour of Disney's other water park, Typhoon Lagoon, it's up on the channel right now. I'll see you there.